when we say, Baruch atah Hashem, blessed are you Hashem. We bow down in two stages. Baruch atah, blessed are you. And there's a meaning to the fact that we do it in two stages. You'll see that later if you want in this book, the chapter called The Mystery of Bowing. I take things that seem to me to hold something, and I look into them, and I find treasures. And I find that the simplest act can be a treasure if you just slow down and think of what you're doing and see that Hashem gave us things to do that are so meaningful. And when people do them by rote and people just do them, like bowing, what did I do? What did I do? Well, I bowed to God. But if I did it without awareness, if I did it without consciousness, that there's an actual thing going here with my own body, I'm bowing the higher part of myself down to the lower part of myself and lifting up the lower part of myself here. There's like things going on when you bow. And then we say Hashem's name because it says in Psalm 145 that God straightens up all who are bent down. And so the Jewish law says that you bow down on blessed are you, and you nullify yourself and your lusts and your emotions and your mind. You give them and say, you know what, even though I think I understand you, I bow to you. But then we say God's name and he says, I want you to stand up. I want you to stand up and be you. We know with the serpent in the Garden of Eden that he didn't want to bow down to God, and so God casts the serpent down. He makes him to be crawling, right? We have a tradition that he was standing upright, and then he approached Eve. But you don't want to bow down, you will be cast down. But when you do bow down, God says, I want you to stand up. I don't want you to be bent down. I want you to be standing up tall. Because now you're standing up is not an affront to me. Now you're going to carry my light into the world. You're going to be an embodiment of godliness. It's a big responsibility, and I want you to know that. But I will give you more of my light the more you carry my light. And then we say Eloheinu v'Elohei, our God and the God of our ancestors. This is the first paragraph of the standing prayer. And I'll get to the point in a second. And so we say our God and the God of our ancestors. In other places we say it in the singular, my God and the God of my ancestors. And so they point out and say, well, wait a second, when you're growing up as a child, you learn about the God of your ancestors. You learn about Abraham and Isaac and Jacob and Sarah and Rebecca. And you learn about Moses and David and Joseph and all these amazing characters in the Bible who were so, so special. And you learn about them. Well, then why does it say first the God of your God, our God, my God, and then only then the God of my ancestors? And of course, the question is a loaded question, because the answer is, well, if we learn about the God of our ancestors, but we haven't had an experience of God ourselves, if we learn what I call the horizontal transmission, the story of history, and it's wonderful, but we haven't had our direct connection, our vertical connection, it's just stories. But if we've had our experience of God, then we can go back to this amazing Noah, and to Hanoch, Enoch, and to Adam himself, and then forward to Abraham, and then Sarah, and to Joseph, and Rivka, and all of them. Then their stories become, wow, they become so much filled with what I need to know in order for me to continue to grow in my personal relationship with God, right? They become living stories. And it's an infinite feedback, because the more I get from them, the more I can have in my own life of my own personal relationship with God. And then the more I get, because I go and I see, well, I can see even more now that I didn't see. So it's an incredible relationship. And then we say, basically along the same lines, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. So obviously, in a monotheistic teaching, you don't say, well, it's not three different gods. Why does it say the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob? Why would you think? All right. It's the God of Moses, the God of David, the God of Joseph, the God of Leah, the God of Sarah. How many gods are there? No, that's not what it means, right? Obviously, it means he's the one who is the one who gives Abraham the ability to be Abraham. He is the God who gives Abraham, who gives Isaac, who gives Leah, who gives Samson, who gives you and who gives me the ability to be us. Wow. And when I say those words, I just go up into heaven.